by miracle of sound. All right, and welcome back to the Shardbreaker podcast. This is episode 6 of the Lost Metal. We did chapters 54 to 65 this week. Lots and lots of chapters. We're getting right into it. So we start. Oh, sorry, I'm Midnight, your host.
We're here with who?
And I'm here with Darkness.
That's right, that's me.
And Mythic.
That's right. That's
I haven't done the intro for the last 2 weeks. I'm rusty.
I know. I know. We had
special
Spook
openings.
Spook and
Wayne.
Spook and Wayne do it last time. No idea.
Yep. Special guest appearances.
Mm-hmm.
So we start chapter 54 with Merassi's point of view as she watches moonlight draw the door into her body, becoming luminant as her features change slightly. She glows from within, and she consults the map that Merassi had been given, which seems to be a sketch of the basin, with a symbol in the center of it. Her glow dims, and then brightens again once she has drawn the symbol, and then she finally properly addresses Merassi. She calls her a mortal and mentions that she is in a strange location. Merassi tries to remind Moonlight of where she is, but she seems to have absolutely no knowledge of Scadrial or the basin. She also calls herself Shay-Eye, and reinforces the wall and door with her abilities when Merassi mentions people trying to get in to kill them. So why do you think Shay-Eye had to have a map of the basin and this symbol drawn in the center?
Because she's an Elantrian, and they have the little symbol thing, like fit with the area, like it's a what's the word, an Aeon or whatever, right?
Yeah, they use Aeons that
geography.
Their magic is geography based.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, Darkness?
I was gonna say it's just a connection to the area so they can use their stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, so I believe what they're trying to show here is that, because remember in Elantris there's the whole Elantrians can only really use their power near Elantris. Like the farther you get from Elantris, the weaker your powers become. So this is showing here that somehow Elantrians have obviously been able to figure out a way to connect to other places by using maps and symbols for the areas so that they can use their powers away from Elantris. So what she's using is probably some sort of symbol for either Scadrial or for Elendel in general. And that's instead of the Elantrian symbol, which is what was obviously they used previously.
Yeah, my concern is more later when she's like, "Here's all these things you'll need," and I'm thinking to myself, how would they know how to use any of that?
But yeah,
I'm assuming the way that the symbol works and everything, it's like a opening the door. It's like a ley line.
Yeah, I think it's they're basically, I think, using the capital C connection, I believe, to connect to somehow connect their powers to the planet. Is how I believe it works.
Oh, really? I mean, I guess.
So Merassi then changes how she talks to Shay-Eye, trying to play into what she expects by being a bit more reverent of her and pretending she came to her for help. She explains she needs to escape from the people going after them, and she needs them to think that she and Shay-Eye have disappeared. Shay-Eye makes an illusion of Merassi before telling her to hurry on through the door. Merassi quickly grabs the rest of the backpack of supplies that Moonlight had brought with her, but gives a few things to Shay-Eye, such as the notebook and the stamps. She then sneaks out the door, leaving her rifle behind to be more inconspicuous. So do you think Moonlight's going to show up again in the future, or do you think she's going to be stuck as Shay-Eye for a while?
I don't know. I definitely was leaning more towards her being stuck.
No, I think she's gonna come back.
You do? I have a feeling.
Yeah.
My thing is, I feel like the question is, did the coordinates she give her send her back to the planet Cell, or did it send her to Kelsier's safe house where Kelsier or Kaizé or someone can convince her hey, you should stamp yourself back? I think that's going to really determine whether she
did make a comment about Kelsier. Yeah, she did make a comment earlier about Kelsier being hopeful, or her to hope that Kelsier was there to bring her back. So
it's
maybe
interesting how she doesn't put too much thought into how the fuck she got there in the first place. But
I'm assuming that's part maybe of the stamp, is that it's supposed to give you maybe a suspension of disbelief, her as a person of oh yeah, it's fine that I'm here, I shouldn't be too concerned when she first gets stamped. so that she doesn't like
Mhm.
panic and start like attacking people or something.
Yeah.
So we then move to chapter 55, where we switch to Wax's point of view as he looks in the back of the truck where he finds a lot of papers and 3 corpses. However, as he checks the 3 corpses, he finds that the final one is still breathing. Its eyes open and they are red as it speaks as autonomy. He aims his gun at the person, but autonomy says there's no point as the corpse will die soon, although she praises him for how well he has done and says it's a shame that Harmony got to him first. Autonomy also states that Telson doesn't yet see the true nature of autonomy, but that she will in time if she survives to become an avatar. So what do you think about autonomy implying that she would have liked to have Wax on her side?
I'm not surprised. I figured she wanted him for like a while.
Mm.
And I mean, he's also the avatar for, not the avatar, but like, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is he is for Harmony.
The sword for Harmony.
Yeah, he basically
it seems
is
like everybody wants him.
Yeah, he's basically working for Harmony, but he's not actually like a prop. Like he's not been given like straight up like the powers of the shard or anything. So he's nowhere near an avatar. He's more just like working for Harmony. So Wax asks where the bomb is, but Autonomy replies that he should worry more about what she will do if the bomb fails. Wax replies that he believes she is bluffing. He also asks what they can do to get her to leave them alone, and she replies that they just need to prove they deserve to be left alone. The person she is speaking through then dies, and Wax isn't sure how much of what she said he can trust, but also he doesn't know if he can risk not believing her. Wax then begins going through the papers in the truck, but most have been sliced up and then soaked in water. He finds a notebook that's only partially soaked through, and finds that they were using the Navy ships to test the missiles out in the ocean where no one would notice. Wax then begins throwing papers and the notebook into a duffel bag before heading out of the truck. He apologizes to the liquor store owner and throws some cash at him before noticing a specific type of beer in his store. So what do you think about the set creating the warships to test the missiles, instead of just being a show of power?
Well, I mean, they want to use it, right? So they gotta test it.
Yeah, but it's just like, because remember they were like talking earlier in the book about like, oh, they've made these warships, but they don't really do much unless like they're using them to like kind of try and ward off like the Southerners, but they have airships, so it doesn't really matter. But like apparently there was like a method to having them as well, as just to show them off. It was more of like, well, we can't just test these missiles just anywhere without people seeing, so we'll go do them out in the middle of the ocean, and we need a way to get out into the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, and it's not like anyone's sailing out there or anything, right?
Nope, because apparently people don't do exploration here.
Right.
Here's the thing. Even if they were sailing darkness, they're about to kill like billions of people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they really care about these random fishermen.
They probably would also just kill off the fishermen if they got seen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they really care about the fishermen. Like,
So Waxon makes his way back to Wayne, who had finished off the set members at the laboratory and was now sniffling in a corner looking miserable. Wax pulls out the Logshine, which is a brand of rough spear, which makes Wayne a bit teary-eyed as he says Wax does care about him. Wax then says he needs to go through the papers he found and they both need a rest or they'll get themselves killed. Wayne agrees that a rest would be amazing. And then we have chapter 56, where we switch back to Marassi's point of view. She tries to walk calmly past some townhouses, since there wasn't anywhere to hide. She saw couples walking hand in hand and a man building a playset for his children. It was too peaceful considering what had happened outside this cavern. Marassi also notices that there is absolutely no metal anywhere except for the lights high above at the top of the cavern. People begin to stare at her and she wants to hurry through and leave, but needs to find where the supposed portal is and potentially find the people in charge. Marassi notices 2 women who are staring at her and walking quickly, so she decides to follow them to a townhouse. Inside the house were several women surrounded by an older woman. When the older woman sees Marassi, she hurries Marassi inside and closes the curtains as she says too many people have seen her already. They're worried about the mayor finding out about Marassi, and one of the women goes to make sure he doesn't. Marassi is confused by the women, unsure if they are trying to keep her distracted or if they are set dissenters. So what was your first impression of the community before we find out who they are?
okay, well, didn't we have a conversation the other day, or the last episode, I think, about the town that they found?
Yeah, so this is in the town. So we had a brief discussion, but
Yeah.
she hadn't
And
actually
I'm
been in the
pretty
town
sure
yet.
me and Darkness came up with the idea, and I facilitated it. And apparently, Darkness called a fucking great little plot point there. So even while we were about that this is where the women went.
Huh.
You
George
remember
doesn't even
making that
remember.
comment?
I don't remember anything from the last podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, no. I remember because it was a really good one. It was like I hadn't thought about it, but it made so much sense. And then
Hmm.
you called it for this. So even when they got to the town or whatever, and they
You
started
were
meeting them,
fairly
I was like,
confident.
yeah, I was like, this is them. It's gonna be them. Especially after she said, this one looks kind of familiar, and then didn't narrow it down until later. And I was like,
Yep.
come on, ooh, they look familiar, but yet somehow nobody knows where the women went.
Well, as
Nope.
soon as they popped up, I was like, "This is it."
This is it.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, yeah, here they are. I finally found them.
So the older
Apparently,
woman.
they have kids now.
Yeah, well, it's been 7 years. I guess they were probably encouraging them the whole time, like we got to
Oh,
repopulate because the
I
world's
mean,
over.
some people take a little longer to have kids.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone has kids, but they're obviously been encouraging people to try.
Yeah, and then not everyone is in like the apocalypse.
Yeah, true.
So the older woman then implies that they assume that there had been ash falls on the surface, and they think Marassi survived it. Marassi quickly realizes the pictures and movies of the ash falls were to make these people think they had survived a horrible disaster. The woman goes on about how they've been down here for 7 years, although the town is only 5 years old. They also mention how metal mutants can sense metal, which is why they only use a little bit of aluminum for the lights and the speakers. They also say
Wait,
that.
I didn't even catch that. They said they've been here for 7 years,
Yeah.
Well, because that's when
but the
they
town is
first
only
got in.
5 years old.
Yeah, so obviously they were in like probably some of those like ramshackle buildings that Marassi passed on the way here previously. For like the first 2 years while the community was being built.
Okay, I was like, that's kind of confusing. But
Yeah, so I
okay.
think they've been down underground for the full 7 years, but they haven't actually had like the whole town for 7 years. Because I think it probably also makes sense that way. If they were like, well, we weren't expecting the world to end, so we're gonna be here underground like the old like
I
when
don't
they
know.
did during the Cassandra, and then we're gonna build
I don't
ourselves a
know.
town while we wait for the ashfall to stop.
To be honest, these people kind of, or well, the one person kind of annoyed the fuck out of me.
Hmm.
Every time Marassi would say something, they were just like, "Nah, it can't be that way. It has to be this way." That are the people who literally ripped us from our homes and took us away. They couldn't be the bad people. No, like I would have just so
I mean,
much
they have been
disbelief.
brainwashed for like seven
I was gonna
years.
say that's how
How do
that
you
works.
how do you brainwash? How do you brainwash somebody? If I continue to tell myself, "Nah, you stole me." Oh, the world's ending. Okay, I don't want to be here anymore. Can I just go out and out
Well,
there,
that's
please?
what they did in the beginning. They said that.
Did they? I
They're
don't
like,
remember that.
oh, like they were against it. They were like, can I bring my family here? I have people waiting for me up there. All that shit.
Yeah, so they apparently spent years being like, we can't bring your families. We could only get a certain number of people without causing chaos. We were getting people that are most likely like they said specifically like they were trying to get like majority of them being like childbearing women, like women who would like probably in their 20s and 30s. Because they're just like we needed to get people who we could use to repopulate because like that's important.
But the part that I would be the disbelief that I would have is where do they explain why they can't? I'm pretty sure some of these people were ripped from their family on that train. They weren't like it wasn't like, oh yeah, we're just by ourselves.
Yeah, no, so they explain that like there was they say that there was like a little apparently they did like a secret lottery to determine like who they would and they had to make it seem like kidnapping so that like people wouldn't panic.
Bro, there's no
There was
way
the
I would
whole
listen. There's no way, even after 7 years, that I would believe anything these
yeah, I
people
don't know.
told
They
me.
had some whole big thing they told them and all this stuff, but
Yeah, I mean, you could show me that the world blew up and all of that, and I'd still be like, well, why did you steal me then? Why couldn't I save my family? I honestly, no, not even that. I'd just be mad at these people. You
I mean they
literally
are
let my
kind of
family
mad at
die.
him. They are kind of
Yeah,
mad at him.
like,
They're just like, we don't really like this group specifically is the group that's like, we don't really like the mayor. We want to go out and search for other survivors, potentially family members of ours that survived, because we know that there are some survivors because people keep showing up. So like, we want to go do this, but he won't let us. Because like, they're all good for like, most of them are like, yeah, we want to overthrow the mayor. But
yes.
it,
But
so
then they're like, oh, well, we don't have weapons. Motherfuckers, you have wood everywhere. Literally, make some fucking steaks.
Steak.
Yeah, right. Like, do something. I mean, I'd be breaking windows and getting glass, man.
Some glass daggers, like in the olden days.
I don't need metal to kill somebody. We got enough people here. Sure, some of us will go down, but let's overthrow this motherfucker.
Well, the problem is, I think
What is
that
he gonna
like
do?
most of the town seems to be on his side. Most of the town is like not
Which is
like
what
that.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, but
How?
well, just because they don't think the way
People
you
are
do.
dumb. These people are dumb. That and then the one woman being like, oh, "But I now have kids and a family." Motherfucker, you got some Stockholm syndrome.
I mean,
What the hell?
she obviously wants to protect her children.
I get that. They're your children. Okay? But, like, there's a difference between protection and literal just naivety or whatever. I
Naivety?
don't know how the. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sure. That's how it's said. Being naive is just insane. Especially since I'm pretty sure that she made a comment about how they were taking their kids.
No, I think Marassi says that they hadn't started taking the kids yet. She thinks
Oh, they
that that's...
haven't? I thought she said they were taking their kids too.
No,
They were taking these random people who show up, and then they were taking the kids. I thought.
No, I think Marassi was surprised that the kids were around still, and she's like, "Oh, they must be waiting to like wait a bit longer before taking them to experiment on them."
They take somebody else then? Because I swear they were talking
So
about.
they talk about how it, and what Marassi's thought is that they have like set members coming through to talk to the mayor, and they like pretend to be survivors, and then they go off to other communes under other cities, but they're just like basically actors.
Oh, these people, man, they drinking like Kool-Aid a little too much. Crazy shit. Holy shit.
But yeah, so they also mentioned how there's metal mutants, which are the weird hemalurgic creatures, probably is what Marassi assumes. So they've been told that there's like mutants out there trying to kill people as well if you have too much metal around. But yeah, so they also mentioned how a few other people have joined them from the outside over the years, but the mayor is reluctant to let many join as he wants to keep them safe. They continue
I will
on.
say that was a smart move on their part. The whole metal mutant thing and don't keep metal around.
Yeah, because like they're trying
Like,
to breed
that I probably would have fallen
allomancers.
Yeah, that I probably would have fallen for. Cause,
Especially when you
honest, I
saw
wouldn't
one
even thought
come
about
in,
that.
like this horrific creature that they then fight
Yeah,
off.
I would have probably been like, oh well, yep, gotta keep metal away, but we got wood, we got glass. I'm sure I could fashion something out of something else. I'm sure. Rock. Bro,
Yeah, they have
stone dagger.
tools. Yeah, they have stone tools apparently.
I'll make
They got
a
like
stone
hammers
dagger.
and stuff. You smash the head in. Bludgeoning weapons.
Yeah, exactly. Like, God, these people, man.
So
I get the women. The women I can understand, especially in this day and age of where they're at. I could kind of get behind maybe the women being a little more timid and not wanting to be that aggressor. But they got men in here now. Like, this is not just women. My thought was like, they're one. It was like a bunch of women and one guy,
Yeah, no,
I
I think
didn't
it's
think it was going to
probably
be a bunch of
like,
families.
I'm assuming it's like 75% women, 25% men type thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That's what I'd assume the ratio
Sure they got
is.
sure they got some polygamy going on.
They might have some guys that are like potentially impregnating multiple women, or like if you can't get pregnant, they just make the guy move on to another woman. But like,
Brandon, you missed a whole cult idea here.
But also like
of having the mayor being the breeding cow or the breeding bull for all of these women.
But they probably also though want to like make sure that like because if they potentially want to be doing this for generations, they probably want to make sure that like not all of the like there's not too much incest going on after like the first or second generation, which is why they need multiple men, right?
No, Adam and Eve.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
That's literally how that works.
No.
I mean,
we're not.
If we're going by Brandon Sanderson's religion, yeah.
Well, it's not how that works in reality. So, yeah. So they continue on about how there are apparently other caverns where other people live. Although Marassi thinks this is a cover for when the people who come tell them about the world can disappear too, so they don't accidentally say anything to let the people hear in on the lie. Excuse me, I hiccuped. She also learns that many people here are allomancers or from strong allomantic lines. Marassi realizes that the blonde woman is a distant cousin of hers that was kidnapped by Miles 7 years ago, and this is where all the missing people have gone over the years. We've kind of answered my other questions we already had here. Kind of went into a discussion. So, chapter 57. We continue with Marassi's point of view as she thinks about how long she and Wax have been looking for these people, just to find them underground and lied to for so long. She also thinks about how the children they are likely being bred to eventually become Spikes, although it seems like it was a much longer-term plan. It had also seemed to be Edworm's plan, and she wasn't 100% sure what was going on with it now that the mayor was using it as his bunker for him and his loyalists. So what do you think about how the plan for the people in the community may have changed once Wax's uncle was killed? Because apparently this was all his thing, and then the mayor Mayor Entrom kind of like took it over after Edward died. But yeah, what do you think, Mythic, about how do you think like the plans for the community have changed since Entrom took over?
Yes, because I think this guy is a little more off his rocker, to be honest. The way when they talked to him later, I was like, yeah, he's a little off his rocker.
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, I think you're a little two screws loose of a full thing.
Mm-hmm.
A little weird, especially since like the person that is leading your group in some vein has a plan, and you kind of are like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna let. I know they're coming anyway, so I'm just gonna be here when they come.
And maybe they'll spare
No
me.
stopping them. Yeah, totally. Because she hasn't talked, or they haven't talked about the strong, like this place needing to have the strong survive or anything.
Right.
Like, I'm pretty sure the whole thing was that y'all are all weak and not going down the right path. So
They're somehow weak, but also worried about the technology coming from this planet at the same time.
I don't know why they're worried about that. To be honest, I think if autonomy had never showed up, they'd still be stuck in the same age forever. They have no desire to do anything else.
I feel like
I think what
probably
happened is that autonomy kind of gave them that desire now.
I'm assuming Autonomy was originally probably more concerned about the Southerners.
Oh yeah, probably.
Like, because they're actually advancing, so I'm wondering if she was worried about the Southerners, and the reason why she went to talk to the people in the basin is because she's like, either I'm taking out the Southerners, or I'm making a force here using these people to take out the Southerners. Right? Because, yeah, they're the ones who are actually advancing technologically. More so than the people in Ellendale.
Here's the thing. The thing that got me about this dude when he starts talking about it, all I was thinking is literally, I don't think autonomy could have done anything if nobody would have if nobody facilitated them.
Mm.
If nobody had helped them build the portal that will allow their army to come, we would have to worry about an army.
Mm.
Like,
well, so my other thought is that likely they would have come through Harmony's perpendicularity into the southern region if they didn't make their own with the people in the basin. So she's obviously going to be trying to use like Bilming as like her base, whether she's working with the people in Bilming or not, whether she destroys the world or not. Like, she's obviously making her base here so that she doesn't have to go straight into enemy territory. Whereas she still could have probably gotten in with her army, just she would have had to go in through enemy territory if she'd gone through the regular perpendicularity.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that though. Like, to be honest, like it seemed more like she's or they or whatever are more like it was like they didn't want to take that choice. Like it was like they were they had to bank on making their own like entrance in. Like it's just so weird to me. Like, cause why even go through this?
Mm-hmm.
If you have an army of people, just march them in.
Mm.
If you're so like, adamant about this army being insanely good, just march them through if they can march through Harmony's perpendicularity, march them through, and then take it over anyways.
Mm.
Like, So I feel like there's something that limits that. Like maybe you can't send too many people through it at a time, and so
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not 100%
one
sure.
soldier, yeah, maybe one soldier coming through in enemy territory is a terrible idea. But
Yeah, if they have to
like,
come through in like very small groups at a time, like a handful of them at once type thing.
yeah, I mean we haven't seen them try to come through yet, so
Yeah, we've never
I don't
seen an
know, you
army
know.
come through perpendicularity. Mostly we've just seen like a person or two go through at a time.
Honestly, I don't even remember a person coming through it. I remember a person going in to the perpendicularity and never coming out.
I think we see
But
during
I don't
Secret
remember
History, we
seeing.
see Hoyd go through the perpendicularity. Remember, he like him and Kelsier have their little fight, and then he sneaks past him and transports to the other side, and then Kelsier can see him now like into the physical realm, leaving the room. So I think that's like the one main time you guys
Yeah.
have seen it.
Okay. Well, what I meant was like, see, because we have a lot of world hoppers, right?
Yeah.
Like all of these world hoppers I'm talking about, we haven't seen them all come through. Like,
Yeah.
did they all go through at the same time, or have they kind of just showed up randomly over time and then just somehow found each other?
Yeah, so that's what I'm
Like
saying. We've
that.
only seen like a singular
Yeah.
person go through at a time. We've not seen
Yeah.
like
So.
large groups. Are you able to talk, No Darkness?
Probably not.
Oof.
Oh yeah, that's a bummer.
Blasted music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can type out things to us if you want. I can read them out for you, or Mythic can read them out for you.
Sounds good.
That's a very
But,
unhappy face.
oh, poor baby.
So Marassi begins to try to convince them that the world hasn't ended, but they just call her Ash sick. Soon after, they hear the mayor's voice over the speakers, announcing that a dangerous outsider who has killed people and is very Ash sick has snuck in. Marassi is worried the women will turn against her, but instead they want to hide her. Marassi insists she needs to get to the mayor, and she notices her cousin glancing at Marassi's credentials that she had shown them with concern. Marassi can tell the woman is starting to believe her, but it wasn't enough just yet. Armo wanted time to talk and plan, but Marassi didn't have the time. Marassi hands her cousin a gun and says to tell anyone who asks about her that she burst through here and is very dangerous. She
Okay,
then
question.
Mhm.
When she gives him earlier question, what is the gun made out of?
Metal.
So why don't they use that?
They carry it with them later.
But I'm just saying they could have like broken it up and eaten it. Use your metal. I'm sure there's multiple different metals in there too. So I'm sure it's not just one base metal.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know much about guns, so I'm not sure.
well, I mean, I know guns aren't one base metal, that's for sure. But
Mm.
I mean, I don't know what would be there, and then to constitute it and be like, oh, well, this would go with this and this, But
Yeah, I think also technically there's supposed to be like a certain like, especially the alloys are supposed to be like a certain like mixture percentage, otherwise they don't work as well. Is what we learned in the first era. So they might not be like allomantically
as
blendable.
well, but they still could work.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it just depends
These
on the
people
metal it is.
don't have much else to go on. So.
Darkness is typing.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't see how Marassi having constable credentials even helped her, considering at the beginning of her career, which was after they got kidnapped, most women weren't even considered for that position, right? Like, yeah, maybe there was some, but I doubt they were taken as credible as men. So I think the reason why the cousin is considering that, because like she kind of makes like a little comment to herself where she's like, why would you go through all the trouble of like faking the date and doing the stamp and making it look super official? Like, why would like, even if you're ash sick, why would you go to so much? Like, if you're ash sick, you might make like a cheap little fake one and be like, oh yes, this is definitely very professional because I'm like super hallucinating and stuff and delusional. But like, I think she's just noticing like how like well made it is, which would make sense, especially if you're in like an apocalypse situation, to be able to make that sort of stuff. I think is more what's convincing her over the fact that she's like a constable potentially.
Did Marassi come into this cave like covered in soot and like ash and shit?
I think
like,
she notices that she looks pretty fucking beat up because of the fight and like crawling through like the tunnels and stuff. Like I don't think she's covered in ash, but she's very obviously like scratched up. Her dress is kind of like
Gotcha.
torn and dirty. So, because
Yeah,
she's like,
so
why
maybe
would they
so
think I'm
that's
from
it.
above? Then she looks at herself. She's like, you know what? I kind of do look like a huge fucking mess right now.
She just walked in from an apocalypse. I don't know. Maybe it's just me wanting Marcy to always be in pristine condition because she's the best.
What is this gift that you've sent? Oh, it's like
Yeah,
covered in like dust.
Covered in soot. Yep, covered in soot. Also, by the way, did you notice that I changed my name again?
I didn't. I did not. Yes, Marassi Ghostblood is that what it says? It's not like showing me the full name
Ghostblood.
for some reason.
Ghost Blood in Training.
Ah, okay. Yeah, for some reason it's not like showing me the full name. I just see Marassi Ghost.
Yeah, probably because you're. I don't know.
Oh, here, if I
Maybe
go
you're
actually
sure
into like the
about
side thing here, Ghostblood. There we go. Yeah, Ghostblood in training.
it.
Nice.
Ghost Blood in
Should we
Training.
be able to talk again soon? Okay, sounds good. But yeah, so she gives them a gun. She says she would tell them that she was very dangerous. Armel still doesn't want to fight, though, and Marassi realizes the lack of medals is to keep the people here from using their powers. But she does say she'll tell Marassi where the mansion is. Marassi scolds herself in her head for thinking that the people are super stupid for not wanting to fight, as they had been brainwashed for years. So she just says to get her to the mansion. She lifts her backpack and freezes when she hears a clink. But yeah, so Marassi kind of has the same thoughts as you for a while there, Mythic, being like, these people are so fucking stupid. And then she's like, no, they've been here for a long time. Let's give them some leeway.
7 years is not that long.
It's pretty long.
To be brainwashed this bad, though. I'm sorry.
That's like a third of my life.
Are you telling me in a third of your life you got brainwashed?
Yeah.
Now, what have you been brainwashed?
I'm pretty sure a third of my life would make a huge impact on how I'm living my life now.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people get like roped into cults in like months, let alone years.
Right.
Yes, the people who are susceptible to that.
Yeah, well, maybe.
And are they not considering that they're part of the apocalypse survivors? Like what?
They're not part of any apocalypse. There's no apocalypse.
Well, that's how they see it. That's how they see it.
They've been given a lot of proof. Anyways, chapter 58.
Oh my god.
We switch to Wayne's point of view as he and Wax open their beers with Wax's allomancy in front of a large propaganda billboard that Wax had flown them up to. Wayne feels like shit, as he usually does when storing health. He reminisces about their times in the roughs when he would make the beers spray Wax when he would take the bottle caps off. Wax replies that Wayne used to do that a lot, but he remembers the first time that Wayne did it. It was one of the first times he ever saw him smile. Wayne replies that he's good at pretending. Wax begins to ask Wayne about how he's been feeling, knowing that he didn't think it was just Melon breaking up with him, and also that it had been getting worse lately. Wax insists that Wayne needs to reply to him because he brought him a beer, and Wayne reluctantly agrees that that's the rules. He says he's been thinking that he might never do enough good to make up for being a murderer. Wax replies that Wayne can't be forgiven for it, but he isn't the same person anymore, and that if people can't change, then they might as well kill anyone the moment they do anything bad. Wayne replies that isn't fair, and Wax replies that Wayne isn't fair to himself. Wax then says he admires Wayne for how good of a person he is, which shocks Wayne. Wayne tries to say he isn't, because he set a building on fire today, but Wax replies that Wayne made sure everyone got out of the building, and only set it on fire because they needed a distraction. And he's forgetting about the cat! Wayne then brings up how Renette told him he was making
nobody stated anything if this cat was alive.
Right.
I'm just saying, okay? Like, all you gotta do, Brandon, is write in the book that the cat did live. Not that Wayne
that he saw the cat when he was like running out or something.
Okay, but what if he threw a dead cat? Because he didn't also say it was alive.
Considering he said he threw it at the tree in hopes that it would catch itself, I'm pretty sure that's implying that it was alive.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's alive.
I mean,
not alive anymore.
You can throw a broom at a tree and hope it fucking like gets stuck there. You know, it's not gonna be alive.
So Wayne then brings up how Renette told him he was making things worse for the girl he had been giving money to. Wax just replies that Wayne caring that he's upsetting the girl proves he has good intentions. Wayne considers this and wonders if Wax is right, that he should leave the old him behind, as his body was already accepting he was someone else, since he didn't shake when holding a gun anymore. So what do you think about Wax trying to convince Wayne that he isn't a bad person anymore?
Well, I think Wax had a much better way, like, he explained it way better than you just did. Because
probably
I remember a very profound.
It was very profound. I tried to summarize it.
And I was like, and then you said what you said, and I was like, that is not how I remember that.
It was very good, but I had to summarize it, and it doesn't sound as good when you summarize it.
I don't know, man. He compared this man. He was like, "Do you think you're the same as you were before? Because obviously you're a different person now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the same person who killed that person." When Wax said, and the only line that I remember was when Wax said, "Would you kill that person again?" My first immediate thought was, well, was this guy actually bad? And like there was a reason for him to kill him? And then he was like, "No, I'm not. Yeah, you're not the same ruffian that you were before.
Mm-hmm.
You're
I think he also asked him, I think
semi-cultured."
later in the conversation, like, would you have even like become that sort of person if you hadn't been in such a shitty situation, like an orphan and everything? And he's like, well,
Yep.
obviously not. And he's like, well, then that proves that people just like
That's
aren't
what we're here
born
for.
bad and bad forever.
That's what we're here for. We're trying to stop these things from happening,
Mm-hmm.
so history doesn't repeat itself, and we create another Wayne.
So Wayne stops storing health and says they need to solve this case, as he's had a bad feeling about it all day. Wayne begins going through the papers he had taken, noting that the main issue the set had been having was how big the bomb's battery had to be, which made it too heavy for the missiles to carry. Wayne then goes through the duffel bags that Steris packed and notices a pastrami sandwich, causing him to state he's glad Wax ignored him about Steris and married her. He also
Oh my god, this woman. I have come to the conclusion that Steris is just another plant by Harmony in Wax's life,
Oh my
because
gosh.
there's absolutely no way that this woman knew so many of these minute little details and packed for it and handed it to Wax, and Wax brought it along without knowing that a giant gun was in his bag. How do you not notice that? This woman is a magician.
Huh. She lost points in my book.
Why?
What?
Only because the sandwiches are pastrami.
Well,
Oh.
apparently that's what Wayne likes, so she maybe packed it because Wayne and
Disgusting.
Wax like them.
Disgusting.
Oh my gosh. He also
I
says,
think pastrami is great. I don't know what you're talking
Pastrami is nasty.
I don't think I've
It's
ever had
amazing.
pastrami.
Don't.
I don't think it's common
Uncultured
here.
people. You're both uncultured.
He also says he'd been wrong about her, as he'd been wrong about a lot of people, including himself. Wayne continues digging through the bag, finding an extra metal mine for Wax and some metal flakes and vials, including the ones from Harmony. Steris had even packed Wayne some bendalloy. Max had also snuck in the little wicker ball with the metal in the middle. Wax pushes it into the air, and it causes him to realize that the set needs height for their missile. He mentions this to Wayne.
That's the part that I was freaking out at when he was like, "Oh yeah, my son also packed something," and I was like, "No, the son is learning from his mother.
Yes,
no,
he is.
no, they're the same person now. Oh no."
Max is going to become a little mini Steris and be
Oh my
prepared at all
god.
times.
When Wax is like, "Hey, my son packed this thing," and then while he is looking at this thing, he gets a genius idea that just happens to be where he needed. I'm like, this kid, how is he taking after his mother? Like, what
Oh my
is
god,
going
he's
on?
also implanted by Harmony.
Yeah, something. Man, I mean, like, we have this theory about Wayne being a Khandra. I don't know what being that she is, because she doesn't really have the Khandra thing, but, like, maybe Harmony created another creature, and that is what
And it's
Steris is.
Oh my
And then-
gosh.
And then somehow that creature can breed, so it had a child, and that child is half of Steris, and it's just insane. Also, doesn't he have more than one kid, or does he only have the one kid?
The other one's a
Yes,
baby.
too.
Yeah, the other one's a baby.
Okay, so he has a baby. I was
Yeah.
pretty sure he had a second child.
Yeah, I think their baby's named after Say's wife. I think her name's Tindwyl.
Yeah, this is not helping the plant thing, okay? Like, this is not helping Say's case in the plant. I mean, granted, I've been kind of dogging on Harmony for this entire book.
Yeah.
Actually, I think pretty much this entire 3 books,
Yeah.
or whatever four.
Yeah, I think,
However-
I think pretty much it's the Lessie
What?
thing. You guys have been harping on him.
What was the Lessie thing? Wait,
when like she was a plant to like type thing when we
Oh
learned that
no,
she
we
was a
were
convert.
talking on him before that. Before we even knew about him planting this Contra in his life. Before that, we were dogging on him long
So all
before that.
4
Darkness
books,
has been
then.
dogging on him since last book, but I've been dogging on him since this book because he just seems very weird. But like until later, when Wax makes the comment about, "Oh, you wouldn't know anything," I was like, "Oh boy, oh boy." That
Yeah.
that would have opened a can of worms. And if I was Harmony, and even though I can't talk to you, I'd find a way to bitch slap the fuck out of you. You make a
we'll
comment
get to
like
that. Yeah. They both agree that the bomb is going to be probably in the giant spire that had recently been increased in height.
Oh, because Max put a ball in your
yeah.
pack, man.
Wayne refers to it as the Mesa from his mother's story. Wax and
weirder.
Yep. Wax and Wayne then discuss how they won't be able to steel push their way up the skyscraper because nothing else is as large as it is. And they've mentioned before how like because skyscrapers get skinnier, it's like really hard to like get up them unless you have things like on either side of you to push off of.
Or you have a giant gun and you just shoot right through them.
Yeah, but they need their bullets, unfortunately. Plus, there are likely snipers looking for them. Thus, will have to go up through the building, which is going to be incredibly difficult. Wayne then pulls out a wooden box that had Big Gun, which is a giant shotgun from Renette. Waxon asks Wayne how much healing he has, and Wayne replies that he'd likely only take 1 or 2 more shots. Wax replies that Wayne should keep behind him and let him do what Harmony needs him to do. Wax also goes on about how Wayne's mom meant that the land was bad, not the people, when they kind of talk more about the Mesa thing, that people were affected by life and their situations more than being bad from the start. Wayne likes the idea, agreeing that he wouldn't have gotten stuck around the wrong people if his mother hadn't died. Wax also states that Wayne was the person who helped him when he had been drowning in his grief after Leslie's death, and that Wayne is a hero. The mists curl around them as Wax quotes Wayne, causing Wayne to laugh before they agree to go on their mission. So what do you think?
Wayne is a hero.
So what do you think about Wax? What do you think about Wax embracing being Harmony's sword? He's like, I'm gonna go do what Harmony needs me to get done. I'm gonna go be the sword.
Okay, he says that, and then partially backtracks and is like, "I'm never doing this again for you."
Yeah, he's gonna be the sword for like this mission. He's like, for this mission though, I'm gonna be the fucking sword.
First off, when he said that, I was like, "You're capping." Okay, because you didn't want to be a sword originally. You telling me now? Are you saying now he's gonna call on you again, and you're just gonna beck and call him? Right? Like, what are you talking about, buddy? You're capping.
What did you think, Darkness?
I had a feeling he wasn't gonna like what he's doing, so this is just gonna bring a shit ton of drama. Drama.
Well, you said you think he dies at the end of this, so
I think Wayne dies.
No, I think Darkness said you said Wayne dies. I think Darkness said at one point that Wax was gonna die.
Okay. I don't remember that. I remember Wayne because I said it.
I don't remember anymore either.
I don't remember who we said was dying, but I know I have a very sneaking suspicion, especially with this whole hero. I'm not a hero thing. That
you've been saying that for a while, but I think there was like 1 or 2 where I think Darkness was like, oh, both like Stairs and Wax aren't gonna live. Like one of them's gonna die. They're never gonna get married. I think it was like during the beginning when we were talking about like, oh, are they actually gonna get married by the end of the book? And he was like, nah, one of them's gonna die.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I think you said that you thought Wax was gonna die.
They got married, didn't they? Aren't they married?
No,
already?
so they tried to get married. It got oh sorry, yeah, that was at the end of the last book, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, they are married. They are fucking married. They've had kids and everything. What am I fucking talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's like, I mean, granted, yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can have kids without being married, but like, I don't know about this day and age. I don't know the day and age they're in right now. I don't know.
I feel like Stairs wouldn't allow that.
Yeah, I'm saying. I think didn't she make a comment about that in the very beginning?
Yeah, I think
about
so.
That they would have to get married then have kids.
I think she also said they would have to get married before even having sex for the first time. So
yeah, exactly.
She was reading books in the last book about how to have sex because she'd never done it before.
No, see, here's the thing, right? She reads these books, but I don't think she needed those books. Somehow, her brain would have just figured it out.
Right.
Yeah.
You're so right.
She would have just had a bag that literally had everything they needed. Candles, music,
she would have
whatever else.
Chapter 59, we switch back to Merassi's point of view, as she is led to Entron's underground manor by Armel's group, who all insist on coming. They sneak past the fake neighborhood watch and eventually end up outside the large 3-story mansion. Marassi can feel some resentment from the others over the size of the manor. She tells the group to consider what she told them before using Moonlight's lockpicks to get into the manor. She finds herself in a too-clean kitchen with a heavily locked door in it. Marassi sets up an explosive to take down the door since she doesn't think she can lockpick it. Once the door was blown off, Marassi takes out her gun and aims it at the 2 people inside the room. It seems to be a radio control room, and she has the people turn on the radio before she has them leave the room, and she traps them in a slow bubble, using her elementic grenade. When she went back to the radio room, Entron and some bodyguards were entering. Marassi tries to get him talking, but he doesn't comply other than seeming annoyed and tired by her. Marassi takes down one of the bodyguards and hides behind a wall as the other shoots at her. The room Entron had come from had a strange white floor that glowed. So what do you think about Marassi's plan to try and get Entron to, reveal his lies over the speaker system?
I didn't even know that was happening until he noticed it. I was like, oh shit, that was a really good idea.
It was interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was hoping it would actually work.
Apparently it echoes a little too much.
I like the way it worked out. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's I like the way it worked out now. But
yeah, it worked out well, but yeah, it was a good plan to be let the whole town know, I've been lying to you this whole time. There is no apocalypse. So Marassi then exchanges some gunfire with the second bodyguard before she has to reload. While she does, she hears the bodyguard approach, so she jumps back, causing her to just barely miss being caught in a slow bubble from the bodyguard. Unfortunately, the bubble blocks the majority of the doorway into the radio room, meaning that Marassi can only glare at Entron from the kitchen. Marassi tries to get Entron talking by pretending Wax and Wayne had already stopped the bomb. But when he begins to reply, he hears his voice echoing outside the building. This causes him to go back to playing pretend and call Marassi ash-sick before turning off the radio. So what do you think about Entron blocking Marassi's way with a slow bubble from his bodyguard?
I mean, super awesome, to be honest. But I think the later part was much better. When I'm a god. It's well, we're about to see a god bleed.
What do you think, Darkness, about the bubble blocking the door? I just gave a thumbs up.
They were just copying her,
Right.
Should honestly trademark that move.
Yeah, that would matter. Aren't they bad guys anyways?
They then begin to speak openly as Entron states that he thinks Autonomy will send through her army whether Taliesin succeeds or not. That if she does succeed, the army will be sent through to keep them in check. He also mentions the portal can only be created in very specific circumstances, and he thinks the amount of Allomancers here caused part of these conditions. Plus, they'd had to bring a glowing liquid in as well. Marassi realizes the glowing floor is likely the portal itself. Entron also states that the portal takes time to form and that was their deadline. He also says that he is just trying to survive like the survivorist religion tells them to, but Marassi states that Kelsier wanted them to survive despite obstacles, not just go along with anything anyone wants of them. Marassi then realizes the white pool in the other room reminds her of the pure investiture that Moonlight had in the jars. She also thinks of Alec mentioning how you shouldn't store too much harmonium in one place, otherwise strange things happen. Entron then tries to throw Marassi off by calling her power useless and mentioning how her father barely acknowledged her, but Marassi is no longer bothered by comments like that. However, Entron suddenly bursts through the wall between them, and Marassi shoots him, but he heals instantly. She unloads her whole gun at him, but it barely does anything. So what do you think about some of these superstitions that Alec had been taught about harmonium or to prevent potentially a perpendicularity or other weird stuff happening?
They seem a little more informed.
If you just stack a bunch of the metal, you can open a perpendicularity.
So it seems like if you condense enough investiture, you potentially can start one. It seems like there's he kind of mentions there's a few different conditions that they don't fully know, but there's a chance that you could do some weird shit if you get way too much investiture in one place.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. My question is if they create a second perpendicularity somehow, or harmonium or something, does the other one just drain away? Does it just move, or can you have multiple perpendicularities from the same god? Because I am not sure.
No, it's definitely multiple.
You think it's multiple?
Yeah.
What makes you think that, Darkness?
Well, because there's supposed to be. Well, it could be just moving it from one place to the other if it's just on one planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel like it's like adding another door to a house.
Okay. Adding another door with the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, who's gonna Hodor that?
Hodor.
So Entron then picks Marassi up by her shirt, and she tries to hit him in the head with her gun. But all it does is knock his hat off. Which I just find a funny picture. Just see her hit him in the head, his hat just flops over, and he doesn't even flinch. He then throws her through the kitchen window and back into the fake town. She feels pain all over from the cuts from the glass. Through her tears, she sees Entron climbing out the window after her. But she also sees some people nearby and thinks that maybe Armel and the others had followed her to the manor and maybe overheard some of her conversation with Entron. As he comes over, picks her up. They hear a jar drop, an empty jar that used to be full of the pure investiture. Suddenly the fourth of 1,000 riders hits them like a wave as Marassi tells Entron that her allomancy isn't her real power, but instead her power comes from the people. So what did you think about Armel and her group coming to help Marassi and using, like, one of the jars of investiture to do it?
Okay, but the way she does it is cringe. Allomancy's not my real power. The power is from the people.
It's the power of friendship. I literally was waiting for that to be the line to be. My power's not allomancy, it's ship.
We are the Allomancies.
So chapter 60. We continue with Marassi's point of view as shame overwhelms her. She curls up in a ball as Entron drops her and stumbles away. She thinks of every time she had ever been worthless, of when she had thrown herself at Wax and every other failure. However, she had felt these emotions before, and she could weather through it better than Entron could. Others from the town come to help Entron, but one of the other Allomancers sues them to stop them. Marassi then thinks that the army is coming and she needs to stop it, so she slowly crawls away from the rider until the shame lifts from her. She stands and warns the others of Entron's powers. So what do you think about Marassi being able to withstand and, like, get away from Armel's riding?
Sorry, ask it again. I was on the phone.
I said, what do you think about Marassi being able to, like, withstand the really strong rioting and get away from it?
Marassi's the best, so.
We had people do that before, though, right?
I don't know. Not in this book. We've seen very few, or not like in this era too. We've seen very few riders and.
No, I meant like way before.
Maybe, but I don't know how strong the previous ones were. Because like this one, she's like super powered because she's like got a fuck ton of investiture in her. So I'm not 100% sure if we've seen.
We barely see like riders and stuff in this book too.
Yeah, they're not very. We don't got any like main characters who have.
Which is so dumb.
Allomancy.
Like, that's one of the best things you could be doing.
I'm hoping we get some emotional Allomancers in Era 3.
I feel like we don't need any more emotional damage. People in this era already have emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
But they could be healing. They could be healing their emotional damage.
We're gonna have like soothers and riders who are therapists.
Midnight,
no, the soothers are therapists, and the riders are like personal trainers.
We came into this fucking era speaking about that, Midnight.
Did we?
What?
I don't remember.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
We 100%
it's been a while, okay?
It was literally one of the first topics in this era.
Was it? Oh, the soothing parlor. I mean, those are more like...
Yeah.
Not so much therapists, but yeah, there's
No, I know,
parlors.
but we talked about having therapists because of the soothing parlor.
Yeah. I imagine riders being like hype men. Like, imagine going to like the gym and getting a personal trainer and they're like hyping you up with their riding.
Just making me angry and depressed, yeah.
No, they can make you feel confident and like strong.
What do you mean? I thought that's not what happened to her. She got depressed and.
Well, that's because they're specifically rioting shame. You can riot good emotions too.
I don't know. I feel like rioting is just a bad thing.
Riot good emotions. So Marassi then limps back into the manor and through the broken wall, past the slowed bodyguard and into the room with the pool of glowing light. Through the pool, she could see into another world with a dark sky and misty ground, where thousands of men of red and gold holding advanced rifles stood. Marassi realizes the glowing liquid is likely part of a god. She remembers how Elend had gotten rid of Ruin's body when he had been the emperor, and realizes she needs to do the same. She hurries back out and tells the others that she needs as many Allomancers as possible in the cavern so they can burn up the portal the old-fashioned way. So what do you think about Marassi using, like, Elend's trick from, like, Hero of Ages to try and get rid of this perpendicularity?
Insanely smart.
She's like, I've read books about this.
So smart. Hey man, if you can't learn from history, what are we doing here?
Why are you learning from history? Just make history.
So chapter 61, we switch to Wax's point of view as he carries Wayne across the city and towards the giant skyscraper. Although the balconies partway up the building were likely where there would be people waiting for them, it still was their best point of entry, as they could skip a portion of the building. He lands them lightly on the balcony, and Wayne complains that they didn't smash through a window like Vin did when fighting the Lord Ruler. Wax is surprised.
Why are we doing all of these? Like, why? There's so much reference.
That's what I'm saying. They're just copying shit.
He didn't copy it though. He wanted to copy it. He didn't.
He didn't copy it. Yeah.
He's like, why didn't we do this?
So yeah, he wanted to smash through the window. Wax is surprised that he actually knows so much about history, but apparently Wayne reads a kid's book about it to Max sometimes.
See, when he said that, I was like, bro, you are teetering on an edge of like Wax finally understanding that you aren't dumb. Like, I'm just waiting for Wax to be like, where did you get all this money?
I love though the thought of like Wayne being like the cool uncle and he like reads Max bedtime stories sometimes, but the bedtime stories are about fucking Vin.
And they're like full length novels.
Yeah, he's just reading her Miss Bornera 1.
And they're more for Wayne than Max.
Yeah, it's a book Wayne wants to read. He's like, you're gonna sit here and listen to me, kid.
They're etched in metal.
Imagine though how good he would be at reading stories with how good he can do accents and stuff.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He's like the best storyteller ever.
He should get a job.
He should be a voice actor.
Yeah.
So suddenly floodlights turn on in the room beyond the balcony, and both Wax and Wayne, Wax and Wayne quickly hide behind a wall as soldiers begin firing through the windows. Wax then gets out big gun and asks Wayne if he'd be able to distract the soldiers without taking damage, and Wayne says he can do Scary Tree without getting hit by bullets. Wax then hands Wayne his miscoat and a gun, and Wayne pretends to be Wax to distract the soldiers. Wax then sneaks into an adjacent hallway and hovers above the doorway as some guards try to sneak around to get to the fake Wax. What do you think about Scary Tree?
I hate that they continue to say these things, and I'm like, I don't know what any of this is, man. And then then they half explain, or they explain it in such a detail, but they leave out some details, like you threw a cat at a tree. Did the cat live?
Is the tree scary?
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're leaving details out here. God, why is it Scary Tree? Why?
It's because Wax is a scary person, obviously. Wax is, I guess, also a tree.
Part of it?
Apparently, Wax is the tree. He's a scary tree, and Wayne's pretending to be the scary tree, which is Wax.
So weird.
Midnight. No.
What do you mean, no? That's what it is,
no.
Basically. He's pretending to be Wax, so obviously Wax is the scary tree.
And then he shows up again, and there's a bunch of holes in his cloak or whatever, and I'm
like... he's like, how the fuck did you get shot? He's like, it's fine, I dodged.
How did you dodge?
Exactly, I was like, what the fuck? There's like a shit ton of bullets there. Like, fuck you mean?
So, here's what
I imagine him using like a matador cape.
Here's what I thought of, right? Remember how we were like, oh, how small can you make your bubble and blah blah blah. What if he's like unintentionally, unconsciously tapping into it and like wrapping his body in his ability so that the bullets just whiz off and go into different directions they're not supposed to?
Can you imagine if you could shape your fucking bubble into like an armor?
Yeah, right. Like, and then like it would be. To make an anime reference.
Oh my god, Gojo.
Yeah, it'd be like Gojo from fucking JJK, where literally you get closer, and it's like you can't get closer because every time you're getting closer and closer, you're getting further away.
He's like infinity.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you, man. Like, could you imagine him like having a Neo moment, Darkness, and like putting his hand out with the armor around him, and it just stops the bullets from moving, like.
So Axon.
Oh no, that'd be Marassi. I'm sorry, that'd be Marassi. That'd be Marassi's power because hers slows shit down, right?
I mean, technically, if you're in the speed bubble, it seems like you're slowing down everything else for you. So technically, both of them. If you use an elemental grenade with Marassi, you can slow things down in a space. But if you're Wayne, you you're speeding up, so it feels like everything around you is slowed down.
So what I'm saying is, right? Let's say you fire a bullet into the bubble, right? I know
Yeah.
it does like a whoop,
it goes like
whiz,
super
whatever.
fast and like
But
whizzes in a weird direction.
But what I'm saying is, right, like, would you know what the Neo moment is, right? Where he puts his hand up and
Yeah.
stop in front of his hand. Okay, whose power would actually look like that? Because I feel like Wayne's power would just look like he puts it out and it's just deflecting it off of his hands. Where I feel
Yeah,
like
I think.
Murassi's power would probably make it look to the people outside the bubble like it's frozen in place, right?
Yeah, but then how does she dodge it? Well, that's
Well,
what
I
I'm saying.
mean,
Like,
then
if she throws out like
it
an
would just
elemental
move.
grenade to like stop them as they're
That's what I'm
traveling
saying. Well,
towards her.
I feel like it's the same thing, right? Like they bolt their bubbles. If a bullet comes into it, it veers off, right? Like in
Mm-hmm.
both their bubbles. But the difference is one of their bubbles is probably a slow veer,
Yeah.
while the other would be a fast veer. And I think Wayne's would be the fast one
Yeah.
to the people outside the bubble, right?
Yes.
So it would hit. It would look like his hand is just like the bullets are just like springing off of him. Where
Yeah.
Murassi's would be more like it would slow down and then they would slowly be moving out.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true. Yeah. So Waxman takes the men out with some coins to the back of their heads, causing them to drop dead with barely any noise. He then peeks into the main room where he sees people shooting at Wayne from behind the giant floodlights, which seem to be on wheels to move them around as needed. He then uses the floodlights to smash against the soldiers and shove them out onto the balcony and then off of it. Wayne comes in without any bullet wounds, although Wax's miscoat has at least 16 holes in it. Waxman puts
which why 16 again? Like
I think just because like they're like a base 16 system, so when we normally be like, oh god, there's at least 10 different holes in there or something. Their default number is 16. So he's like, oh damn, there's at least 16 holes in there.
yeah, like bro, everybody just man. I don't think I've ever been like, oh, there's 10. Like I don't think I've ever baselined something like that.
I think
Like
we also kind of use like dozens, like it'd be like saying like, oh, there's at least a dozen holes or something. Like, I feel like I use that.
I like yeah, but do you use it all the time, right? Like every time you don't perfectly count something, do you just say it's a dozen?
No, well he says there's at least I think he says there's at least 16 holes. He says like he
I thought
says
you
at
said there
least.
was 16
No,
holes.
I don't think he says exact. I think he says there's at least. Or something similar to
said-
that. Like he implies that there's potentially more, but there's like a minimum of probably 16 holes. Like it's kind of like an estimate number they use instead of 10 or 12, which is what
Gotcha.
we would use.
Yeah, they increment by 16s.
Mhm.
Gotcha. By 8s, actually, but yeah.
Yeah, so Waxman puts the Trillium earring back in and connects with Telson, knowing that he can feel that she is somewhere above them. She seems frantic, but she knows it's his connection and states that he should have left the city when she told him to. Wax tells her to not do this, but she says she's going to become something incredible, as she calls him a child. Wax gets his guns ready and says she should have killed him 7 years ago before he started loving the things that she is trying to destroy. He then takes up the earring and heads to the stairs, telling Wayne to stay behind him and let him do what Harmony needs him to. What do you think about Wax being able to use the Trillium earring to confirm that Telson is in this building and they came to the right place?
Great. Could have done it earlier, but great.
Yep. He's like, yep, we're in the right place. Good job.
Let's not just go to the roof, Let's make sure she's there first.
Yeah. Instead of fighting our way through this building and then it being a decoy, we're running out of time.
Exactly.
So then we get to chapter 62, where we continue with Wax's point of view as he shoots through the wall on either side of the door, hitting 2 soldiers waiting for him. He thinks that the more soldiers Telson puts between them, the more debris he has to use against them. He then uses a fire extinguisher to push down a door before exploding the fire extinguisher. Using the white chemical smoke as a cover, he fires Big Gun, which explodes into shrapnel in the room. His steel bubble.
I love that they just call it Big Gun.
I don't. His steel
like
bubble.
They don't even there's no name for it. Just
and like
Big
Vindication Gun. And stuff like that. This is just Big Gun.
Big Gun.
Big Gun.
Okay, buddy.
Because the thing Darkness would have. Just Big
Gun.
I
feel like that's what Darkness would do. 100%.
It's 100% a gun you would use, Darkness. Just Big Gun.
Not even just use. I feel like you would name it that.
Yeah, exactly.
You would hand it. You would be that person that makes the gun, and then you hand it to somebody, and you're like, its name is Big Gun.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'd be the type of person to give it like a fancy name like Vindication and stuff like that. I'd be like, I put in so much thought to this name, and then Darkness would be like, I got Big Gun.
Big Gun.
Exactly. And didn't whatever her name is make
Renette?
this gun, or
Yeah,
Renette
Renette
made this gun, right?
Yeah, I don't think she named it. I think she might have named Vindication, But she didn't name Big Gun. I think Wax says he named it, him and Steris or something, just call it Big Gun. So apparently Wax names things like Darkness, and Brunette names things like
a child,
I do.
yes.
Yeah.
Like when he started pulling it out and everything, pulls out the gun and then he's like, "Oh, and all these other contraptions." I was like, "Is he building a sniper rifle? Like, what is going on here?" No, it's just a giant revolver that has a huge barrel.
It's like a shotgun revolver.
Through walls. Yeah, that blows through walls, you know.
But yeah, so he explodes the fire extinguisher and then fires Big Gun, which the bullets explode. His steel bubble keeps any shrapnel from coming back into the hallway that he and Wayne are in. In the stairwell...
Which I don't understand. How does that work? How is he putting a bubble of steel up?
So he's explained this in like the first book, where he like basically pushes in all directions at once.
Okay.
Is what he's doing.
Yet somehow he still gets hit. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, I think he says that like sometimes like the way it deflects off, depending on how it hits, his like push in every way can still like it like makes it still like not always go in a like specific direction, so it sometimes can still hit him. Or if it's like exploded out hard enough, if he's not pushing hard enough, it can get through it. But it's kind of like a little bit of a barrier. So in the stairwell, it's like one of these big stairways that goes all the way up to the roof, or the top floor. If it wasn't for needing a path for Wayne and not wanting a huge group of soldiers chasing after him, he would have just pushed his way up to the top. Instead, he pushes a grenade upwards and it causes it to explode, causing more screams as shrapnel hits the soldiers. He pushes into the center of the stairwell, causing the banister to be warped against the walls, before gunfire causes him to hide. He pushes another grenade up to explode as the ones float up at the ones firing down at him. Wax then begins making his way up the flights of stairs, shooting the exploding bullets but also using the random metal debris to kill people as he goes. He embraced his duty, embraced worshipping harmony, as it didn't only mean to worship preservation, but to also worship ruin. So what do you think about the fact that in order to worship harmony, you need to worship both ruin and preservation?
That makes sense.
Yeah, like, haven't we been saying this the whole time?
Mm-hmm. But Wax is kind of like really embracing it here. He's like, harmony isn't just like the word harmony. It means embracing both sides. He is becoming
it makes
ruin.
complete sense.
Yeah, he's gonna be the new vessel.
Wax continues up as the mists pour into the stairwell from the air vents, which was incredibly rare as the mists usually never come inside. Becomes destruction as he lobs grenades at the wooden barricades so that metal gets caught in them, allowing him to shove the soldiers around and kill them with vindication. He then reloads Big Gun and downs another vial of metal as he uses his supply up quickly. The soldiers cover the middle of the stairwell with nets, but Wax persists upwards anyways. Wax shoots another man and uses him to take down the group with him. He crumples the stairs beneath another group. Eventually he reaches the top floor. So what do you think about how Wax just completely destroys this group of soldiers?
Oh, that's right before like they talk to the group of people, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are all the trained soldiers in the stairwell trying to take him down. He's just absolutely demolishing.
Yeah. I was like, damn. It's not that serious, even though it is. Come on.
I would love to see it in the movie.
And then, like, this is gonna give him, like, if he survives, severe trauma issues.
What do you think, Mythic, about how badass Wax was just destroying everyone in the stairwell?
Honestly, he just reminded me of Kelsier. So, to be honest, and in all honesty, he's lining himself up to be a vessel. He won't have to be his sword anymore because he'll just be Harmony.
I mean, that's just. I think relating him to Kelsier kind of makes sense because like that's one of the main reasons that Kelsier couldn't keep the shard of preservation was because he was too ruinous. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was too much destruction.
But he's not too ruinous. That's the thing. He's now showing his ruin side before he was showing his harmony side, or his preservation side.
He's destroying to protect, which is basically harmony. Ruin and preservation together.
It's basically Batman.
Well, I mean...
Batman doesn't kill, though. He's lame.
No, but he definitely does destroy.
Yeah, he does.
And he's definitely has killed.
Yeah, I was like, he definitely has killed. 100%.
He generally doesn't, though. Doesn't he? Like, his whole thing is he doesn't
try to kill.
Yeah. His whole thing is, the thing is that it has very bad effects after.
So Wax glances back down the hallway.
When Superman flew in and just put a hole in Joker, because.
Wax glances back down the stairwell, hearing the moans of death below. Though he can't directly communicate with Harmony, he states that this wasn't a mission, but a massacre. He doesn't want to do it again, but he will finish this job. He says that Harmony doesn't know how this feels, but he is given an image in his head of Harmony laying on an ashen street surrounded by dead bodies after trying to defend one of the gates of Luthadel. So that's I don't know if you guys caught that, because it kind of just describes the scene as like a man laying surrounded by bodies in front of like a broken down gate. But basically what he's showing him is the scene from was it the second book? Yeah, where Harmony's
I did understand that. That's why I was like, it made me feel better for Harmony, but like
Harmony's like I understand how it feels to like kill people and like just be utterly destroyed by it.
No, man, you say that. In all honesty, Wax, what happened to Say's versus what Wax has gone through, I think Say still had it worse. Didn't he literally watch his like love interest die?
I think she was already dead when he found her.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought he watched her. I thought they watched her die.
I don't remember fully, but I feel like she was dead when he found her. I think like he like ran to try and save her because his gate got broken in. He defended it the best he could, and then he's like, okay, I gotta go. And he went to try and find Tyndall's gate, and her gate was already taken down, and like he like breaks down, I think, over her body or something.
Okay, but Wax literally had to kill his wife.
Yeah, like, they had
his wife.
No,
it was not his wife. It was another.
Tyndall wasn't Say's wife either.
No, but I said love interest. I didn't say wife.
So it's okay. Wax still had to kill his love interest.
But yeah, like
he killed something. He killed someone
twice,
and then learned. He didn't kill her the first time, did he?
Yes, he technically did. So what happened was he was trying. Remember, she was like held captive by like the serial killer, and he was trying to shoot the serial killer, but he ended up shooting her instead. Yeah,
I forgot about that part. I didn't remember him shooting her. I thought she died. I thought the serial killer had
killed her twice.
And then he killed the serial killer. I mean, technically, he didn't kill her the first time.
Yeah, he didn't technically kill her. He thought he killed her, and then he actually killed her later.
Kill her the first.
And then he actually killed her. That's great. That's so much better.
They were Conjurer, so a little different.
But yeah, so Harmony shows him like I do kind of understand the situation. He's like I've been in like this like world-ending situation before. Like I get it.
War before.
he's like I didn't have a great life before becoming a vessel. Like I didn't live the best life, dude, either. Honestly, Wax has had a much better life than Say's did.
100%. Say's didn't have a dick, so definitely better life.
Say's never had a wife and children. He was part of like a bred race of people that probably had a shitty childhood because he was forced into being basically a servant to people.
Yeah, and then he starts treating other people like shit once he gets.
You're telling me he didn't want to be a servant?
I don't think so. I think they're kind
of. I'm joking, Midnight. I'm joking. Okay.
All right. Yeah, so he shows him that. So Wax and Wayne then make their way into the main section of the top floor, which was a lush room of red carpet and marbled pillars. They hide behind a couple of the pillars as some men, who obviously were the dregs of the soldiers or even security guards, make their way towards them. Wax says they aren't well armed, but Wayne tells him to not shoot, and that they aren't wanting to fight like the others had. Instead, he begins shouting towards them. And that continues into chapter 63, where we switch to Wayne's point of view as he calls out to the men in the room. He says that he knows them, knows that they were meant to be home tonight with their kids or out drinking with friends, that they weren't meant to be here, and they likely won't do well in a fight against them, knowing that over 100 proper soldiers had already been taken down by them. He says that if they do survive, they'll regret what happens if they had stopped them, as there will be a city destroyed. He tells them that they can leave, and they won't shoot them if they're heading to the exit with their guns holstered. Wayne then looks at Wax, who has his gun ready. He thinks that a sword is needed, but maybe he's the shield. So what do you think about Wayne convincing the men to leave?
Well, first off, at this point, we didn't even know if they actually did leave because they don't respond. But when he starts being like, man, I know you, don't I know you? I'm like, bro, are you like all of a sudden becoming somebody that you can't even see now? Like, what is going on?
I am you.
Like, bro, like,
Wayne is a hive mind.
I
He
played these
doesn't
games
even
before.
see them, man. Like when he started saying, "Oh yeah, no, I know," like he could just sense that they were not the bad
Okay.
guy. Like what the fuck? I'm like, bro, what is going on here? How?
I know you. I am the one. The true
I am the one.
survivor.
Also, what do you think about Wayne being the shield?
I don't know. I mean, he's gonna shield Wax
Is
and
this
get
a
himself
Pokemon
killed.
reference?
It's
Sword
not
and shield.
supposed to be.
Oh well, Darkness said it. Now Nintendo's gonna sue
Oh
Brandon
my
Sanderson.
gosh.
Yup.
Good luck. Brandon Sanderson's probably almost worth as much money as Nintendo at this point.
Let's find out. Let's find out. I gotta look it up now. Let's find out.
I don't
Brandon
Oh my
Sanderson.
really.
gosh.
You think so?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
He's got maybe not as much, but like he's got a lot of
Net
money.
worth.
He makes good
Net
money.
worth. Let's see. Brandon
I don't
Sanderson's net
know.
worth is 50 million.
Only 50 million. Damn, I thought it would be higher.
Yep. This is
That
net
is
worth. So it's like
definitely nowhere close.
yeah, nowhere
Yeah,
close
no,
to
that's not right.
Nintendo.
I thought he was at least a couple hundred million.
Nintendo's net worth is oh god, it's got a whole bunch of them. So yeah, it's definitely over. As of 2025 is 106.7 billion.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah. I think they can hire better lawyers.
Yeah. They already have a whole team and everything.
Yeah, I know. They already attacked Foul World. So.
But anyway, so Wax and Wayne then come out from behind the pillars. Every single man and woman are rushing to the exit doors. Wax seems dumbfounded, but Wayne is quite happy as they watch the people rush to leave. Wax gives Wayne a look before they wander through the room through some double doors. A large staircase is there, leading up.
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
Oh my gosh. A large staircase is there, leading to a ballroom with a glass ceiling. At the top of the stairs are the fake Wax and Wayne. Wayne is annoyed and says he'll take the woman, but Wax replies that they were made to fight them, so they should fight the others. Wayne grins and agrees to go after agree to go after each other's fakes. Wax warns Wayne
I just don't understand how that wasn't like
the original plan.
already. Yeah, like I just don't get it. It's like Wayne was like, "Nah, I gotta fight my doppelganger." I'm like, "Bruh, nah, why?"
Yeah.
Like they're designed to fucking kill you. Why would you go after that one? Go after the one that's not designed to kill you and kill them.
But yeah, what did you think though about the fakes showing up again?
Well, until I finally actually read that chapter, with their fight, I was like, okay, I'm really kind of looking forward to seeing how this plays out. I was thinking Wayne was going to get a little more hurt than he did. But I kind of felt bad for them, to be honest, the doppelgangers in the fight. So
Yeah.
yeah, of all the people that get brainwashed in this book, I think I only feel bad for them.
What did you think, Darkness, about the doppelganger showing up again?
I'm not surprised.
Are we gonna read Sunlit Man?
Yes, but we can't
What?
read it till after.
I was looking at Brandon Sanderson's books, and one of the cover of Sunlit Man showed up, and I was like, oh, that's a cool looking cover. I wonder if I could read that without,
No.
but before reading it, then I guess.
Yeah, it's on our list.
No, I don't know. I didn't look at the list anymore.
Wow. Work hard on that list.
Yeah, it's
I
a
look at
great
the list
list.
all the time. Like, when am I over this? When are we done?
I only look at the only time I look at the list is when we finish the book, because then I want to know what book I need to get next. So. But I already have I think almost all of the books that are on that list in the in my Audible. So yeah.
So then we go to chapter 64, where we switch to Merassi's point of view as she charges allomantic grenades just to use up some of the power in the perpendicularity. She's waist deep in the pool and can see the army waiting on the other side. The other Allomancers had their arms in the pool, drawing in the power so much their skin glowed. One man shouted that it was too much power, and Merassi shouts for them to just use up the power in any way they can, as they just need to get rid of it. Armel sends waves of confidence to them as I can't fucking speak today. To them all, as the others cause the metal in the radio room to break apart. Merassi then feels the army on the other side begin to get agitated as they tried to get through. Merassi quickly understands you need to want to go through the portal to use it, so she drops 2 of the allomantic grenades through to the other side to slow down the army, giving them more time to drain the power. She can feel the shot from them before they are frozen, likely for a while as Merassi had put so much power into the grenades. Finally, the pool is reduced to nothing as the Alamasters continue to use their powers until depleted. They are all exhausted, and Marassi says now they just need to hope that Wax and Wayne have an easier time than she has. So what do you think about Marassi being able to stop Autonomy's forces from coming through using her Alamantic grenades?
Yeah, oh man, it's almost like she actually has a good power.
Yup. What do you think, Darkness, about Marassi stopping the army?
I was interested in the fact that they seem to react to it.
They can tell that they're draining the power, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we gotta get through."
Right, guys, the bus is leaving.
Autonomy was probably focused on Wax and Wayne, and she's like, "Wait a second, something's happening. Let me go. Oh shit, guys, go through, go, go."
A book that's not on our list. I don't even know if it's an actual book.
What is happening?
1 second.
What is that?
I don't know.
Where'd you get that from?
It's on Audible.
Is that like a different language version?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, what is this? It's some weird metal.
Yeah, it's a lost metal in a different language. It comes up as the lost metal when I search it.
Ah, okay, so this is just another language of this book.
Yeah. It means the missing.
Gotcha. I'm like, this is a cool cover.
Yeah, no, that's just a lot. I think it's Polish. Looks like it might be the Polish copy.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, go on. Sorry, I was confused.
Got Marassi on the cover though. Marassi and Wayne.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was them though, because I'm book. Did I miss something?
But yeah, so we switch to chapter. No, we're on chapter 65. So we switch to Wayne's point of view as he and Wax rush up the stairs towards the two fakes. Wayne thinks Wax will have an easier job fighting his fake. He also knows that there seem to be no places for cover in the ballroom at the top of the stairs. Once they get to the top, Wayne fakes going for the fake him before tackling the fake Wax, causing the man to cry out in surprise. The man tries to scramble away from Wayne, but Wayne holds on tight to him since he knows that if he lets the man get away from him, he'll just fly up high and shoot him until he's dead. The fake Wax leeches away Wayne's Bendeloy, but Wayne doesn't mind and keeps grappling with him, also slipping some fresh Bendeloy into his mouth. The fake angrily tells Wayne to go fight the woman because only one person for each role can survive. But Wayne says no and also calls it messed up. Wayne also comments that the man is just as crazy as the woman, but he's just classier about it, so it's less obvious. When the man begins firing at Wayne, he throws up a speed bubble to protect himself. We switch to Wax as he goes after the fake Wayne, knowing he'll need to keep close to her, so if she throws up speed bubbles, he will also be in them. However, before he gets close enough, she puts one up. Wax is able to predict when to push himself away from the speed bubble just before she pops out with her dueling cane. He dodges her attacks but stays close so that when she throws up another speed bubble, he's also inside it. So what do you think about them both kind of having to fight in close quarters so that to fight each other's doppelganger?
I don't know. I was wondering why Wax was fighting so close, to be honest.
Well, because he wanted to be in the speed bubbles, that's why.
At that point, just hug the guy.
Yeah, exactly. Give him a hug. Give the woman a hug, man.
Wax...
After all, they're just trying to, be Wayne anyways, so.
Wax shoots her with a normal bullet, but she barely flinches. Wax expects she has a lot of health stored up, so he'll have to get rid of her metal mines or hemorrhagic spikes somehow. He then prepares a haze killer round and tries to figure out where she'd be spiked and where her metal mines might be. She begins attacking again and ends up with a hit on his leg, causing him to grimace in pain, although his bone doesn't break. We then go back to Wayne as he considers the situation for a moment in his speed bubble. He thinks that he'll need to be careful of the man using his Duralumin, but then also considers that it might be a chance for him if the man does use it. Once he drops it, he begins trying to grapple the man again, as his Bendeloy is once again leeched away, and then shoves him before shooting at Wayne. Wayne takes one hit, but is able to swallow some more Bendeloy. He thinks that most people assume he wouldn't have much because of how expensive it is, and he can use that to his advantage. The man then takes out some aluminum handcuffs, which Wayne thinks is actually a pretty good strategy against him. If the man can
also, he stopped himself from making some kind of a comment that I really wanted him to make.
If the man can cuff him to something, he can easily get out of Wayne's reach and then just shoot him up until he's out of health. The man then uses a burst of Duralumin enhanced steel, and Wayne pretends to be dazed as the man replenishes his metals. However, Wayne now knows...
Here's the thing, though. Mm-hmm. Would that work? Because if they just moved away, couldn't he just put up a bubble?
Yeah, but I think because the bullets are unpredictable, if he could just keeps shooting for as long as possible, a bullet will eventually hit him, and he'll eventually, like, potentially run out of Bendaloy. So he
How do
just...
you? Okay, are we? They just have unlimited bullets now.
We don't know. We don't know what he's gonna do. You could also just wait till the speed bubble drops and then shoot him.
It's unlimited Bendaloy. I don't understand.
If he can't have unlimited bullets, he doesn't have unlimited Bendaloy.
Man has bought an insane amount of
Yeah, but how much is
Bendaloy.
he
You don't
actually
think he's
carrying
got it
on
somewhere?
him?
Yeah, he can't
He's got
carry
it.
all of it.
He's got it somewhere. He's probably boofed it. To be
Oh
honest.
my gosh.
If you eat metal, right? Hold
Yeah.
on. If you eat metal,
I know where this is
does
going.
it
I
like
feel
take up space in your stomach or something?
Oh, yeah, it does.
No, it
Okay.
instantly disintegrates before it makes it anywhere close to you, and is
I think
absorbed into your body.
I thought you were gonna go with if he shoves it up his ass, can he absorb it further?
That's what I said. Boof.
Yeah.
He boofed it. Man, boofed it. That's why he can continue to use it. It's better than eating it. It's better than eating it. He absorbed it into his asshole.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so the man then, Wayne pretends to be...
Honestly, I kind of want to see somebody try that.
That's what I was saying. Can you even, like...
Yeah. Anyways, however, Wayne now knows where the man keeps his metal vials because he had watched this. Wayne then uses another speed bubble.
That gets you, Midnight? Really?
What?
Of all things, that spoofing metal got
just
you?
Ridiculous.
We were talking not like, but what, the first book about how they stole these women and they're probably, doing things to them, illegal things,
Yeah.
putting metal up your ass to see if it works.
Because it's just
where
ridiculous.
You draw the line.
But Midnight, think about it. Would it work though?
I assume so, because isn't there like a thing where people like pour beer
Put
in their
alcohol
ass?
in their ass?
Yeah.
It works. It makes them drunk.
Yeah.
It actually makes them...
So I think it probably would work.
Yeah, so maybe that's what they should do. Instead of drinking whatever, they just boof it. And I promise they're probably going to be better than whatever Marassi's liquid thing she found was. Or, I'm sorry, Moonlight, not Marassi.
Yeah.
You see what you do, Midnight?
Anyways, so Wayne now knows where the guy's keeping his metal vials. He uses another speed bubble to get in close and then begins grappling the man again, causing the man to call him annoying. So what do you think about Wayne trying to like get the man to use up his metal so he knew where his metal vials would be?
Man, it was a really good idea. I mean, I think both of them had just really good ideas.
Mm-hmm.
To fight. I mean, they're basically, and what I found funny when in the end when they finally do win and all that, and they're like they come back together to each other or whatever, and they're kind of like critiquing how each other fought.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, y'all basically were just fighting each other.
I enjoyed that.
I think you're just taking. I think you're just taking your frustration of like each other out on these people, and that's what made me feel bad. Aside from the fact that these people are brainwashed to some goddamn insane level that like they were like, I have to beat them to be the best one. I'm like, what are we in the movie 1?
They're like, autonomy will only let one person for each role,
Be
and I'm going
them.
to take your role.
Like, what the hell? I'm like, what is going on here?
We switch back to Wax as the fake Wayne goes on about how she needs to like the pain like Wayne does. Wax mostly ignores her as she goes on about how Wayne would have offed himself long ago if he didn't enjoy the pain. The woman is then able
to... This woman is crazy.
She is crazy. The woman is
That's
then
such a mood, though.
The woman is unable to get far enough back from Wax to put up a speed bubble, so Wax backs up, so he's back to back with Wayne. Wayne puts up a speed bubble as well, and they trade weapons. Once their speed bubbles dropped, he clashes dueling canes with the fake Wayne, while he hears Wayne shooting the coin shop behind him. It makes him smile, knowing that Wayne can fire a gun without shaking in trauma. Wax then begins trying to get hits on the woman's thighs and other parts of her body to see if he can locate where her metal mines are. He notices that she grins at the pain, but seems to be forcing it more than actually enjoying it, which he finds disturbing. He eventually starts taking some hits, so he trades weapons back with Wayne. The woman calls him boring as he goes to grab a metal doorstop. We switch back to Wayne as he grapples the man again, but he stops trying to leech away Wayne's metals and instead flies them up through the ceiling and into the sky. Glass cuts the man, and Wayne notes that he doesn't seem to be able to heal. Either there is a limit to how many spikes, or Taliesin doesn't want her underlings too powerful and thus able to challenge her. Having to hang onto the man caused the man to be able to snap part of the handcuffs onto one of Wayne's wrists. It also allows Wayne to see the rocket that is on the roof of the building and luckily has yet to be launched. As he looks over, the man begins pushing himself back and forth in the air, which eventually dislodges Wayne, causing him to fall down onto the roof. So what do you think about them just like working on this rocket just above where this big fight's going on?
It's pretty crazy.
I just imagine Telson like glancing down into the sky light every so often, just being like,
Me
"Oh
too.
shit."
Here they come again.
They're winning again. Oh no, Wayne's gonna blow my face off again.
So Wayne then drops back down to the room and comes over to Wax, who puts out his... Oh, whoops, I've missed a fucking paragraph. We switch back to Wax as he pushes the metal doorstop at the woman, causing her to dodge out of the way on instinct. He jumps over her and uses the doorstop again to hit her in the arm, breaking the bone. You can see the agony on her face as she waits to heal.
I said, "Oh hey, wait! I found it, guys. For Metal Mind, I found it."
Letting Wax reposition again and break her foot with the same doorstop. Wax continuously beats her with the doorstop, bullets, and other chunks of metal laying around the room from the broken ceiling. The woman begins getting angry as Wax doesn't allow her close and instead keeps slicing her up with metal while she uses up her healing. He also catches a glimpse of a metal mine in her arm at one point. Wayne then drops back down into the room and comes over to Wax, who puts out his arm so his fingertips are in the speed bubble, which lets him fully enter it. Wax jokes about enjoying fighting someone like Wayne, and Wayne mostly takes offense to the type of hat that Wax mentions. They then agree to team up on the fake Wayne to draw the fake Wax back down into the room. As the speed bubble drops and they rush the woman, the man comes back down and begins firing pieces of metal at Wayne. Wax, however, pushes Wayne out of the way. Wax then gives the woman a chance to leave, saying that she isn't nothing after she goes on about how Wax has always been someone, but not everyone has that luxury. That she was happy to take the chance to be someone else. She doesn't agree to leaving, though, so Wax shoots her in the shoulder with a special haze killer round, which has a secondary explosion that takes off her arm with one of her metal mines. The wound doesn't heal as she gapes at it, causing Wax to think that if she has other metal mines, they either don't have enough healing to fix the wound, or they're completely empty. She then rushes at Wax again, and he takes her down with a bullet in the head. So what do you think about Wax just blowing off the woman's arm to keep her from being able to heal?
I mean, hey, it worked, so...
Yeah. It's about time to get more brutal.
Brutal? Yeah, for sure.
So we switch back to Wayne as he has to throw up a speed bubble to avoid a bullet. He then rushes the guy who had expected to be grappled, but instead Wayne smashes his dueling cane into the man's face. He then handcuffs himself to the guy and almost gets his arm ripped out of his socket as the man pushes them up into the air. They go so high they get above the miss, as Wayne teases the man about specializing too much. When the man reaches for his flask of metal flakes, he comes out with a handkerchief with a bunny on it instead, and watches as Wayne throws his aluminum flask down into the mist below. The man begins scrambling to search his body for any spare metal flakes, and Wayne jokes about him being all out. They then plummet to the ground, and Wayne can't say the line he prepared before they smash back into the building. The world goes black for him for a moment before he wakes up, his healing having been just enough. He finds the keys to the handcuffs on the man's body and unlocks the handcuffs. He then meets up with Wax, who had taken the gold metal mines out of the arm of the dead woman. They then head towards where Telson and the bomb are, but stop for a moment to put his earring in to connect with Harmony. So yeah, what did you think about the fight with the doppelgangers overall?
It was less impactful than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, even though it was very long. It was very long, but it was less impactful for sure, yeah.
I feel like the staircase scene is the most badass scene of the fight.
One where she blowing... I don't know, I thought the blowing her arm off thing was pretty cool, but...
That's pretty cool, too. I don't know, just Wax going full badass mode in the stairwell and, like, killing, like, over 100 soldiers by himself was pretty fucking badass.
I mean, that was just him channeling Kelsier.
Channeling ruin.
Kelsier. The true god is Kelsier.
Alright, so we got our overview questions. Do you think we're kind of done with Marassi's part for the book now that she's stopped the perpendicularity?
No, never. Marassi will never... She is the main protagonist in this entire book.
What do you think, Darkness?
You said we're done with who's?
Marassi. Like, is she kind of done her, like, main part of the mission? Like, are we gonna just, like, mainly just see her in, like, the epilogue or something after this?
Of this mission? No. She's pulling up again.
Okay.
I don't think she's done with her part of her mission, to be honest.
Do you think we're gonna get another Steris POV at some point? Because we kind of didn't have any Steris POVs this time. The last time we saw her, she was gonna start trying to evacuate Ellendale.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get a Steris POV.
Okay.
Hopefully, it's of her dying.
Damn.
Wow.
What do you think, Mythic?
Not because I want her to die, but like, I want her to die.
Okay.
Wow.
Mythic, do you think we're gonna get a Steris POV?
Yeah, at some point. I mean, I don't know if it's up here. I don't know. We're definitely gonna go back to her. I just don't know if it's gonna be a POV or if it's gonna just be,
Like a wax POV after the whole fight thing's over or something?
yeah, or a epilogue or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. How do you think? Do you think the bomb's going to be sent off, or do you think Wax and Wayne are going to like take it down, kind of in the next chapter or two?
No, it's gonna be sent off.
What do you think, Mythic?
I
You agree?
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be like they're gonna stop it. Stop it. So.
Do you think we're gonna see much more of autonomy this book? Like, is her kind of, besides her being with kind of Telson a bit, do you think we're kind of like
I hope not.
autonomy's done, or do you think autonomy's still gonna be around?
Autonomy is nowhere near done. No.
I don't think she's done, but I hope we don't see her anymore.
Do you think we're gonna see Kelsier at some point? We kind of got a little chat with him.
I was thinking about that because like we haven't really like seen him, you know.
Yeah, we got him through a Seon. Marassi got to talk to him briefly. Do you think we're gonna like actually see him? Because he was on his way like to Bilming.
Yeah, we are.
You think we're gonna see Kelsey or Mythic?
I hope so. I want to see the real god.
Little did we know Kelsey is part of the set.
Oh no.
Overall, who do you think is going to live or die of our main characters? Do you guys both think Marassi's gonna live?
I think Marassi's lives, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Steris is
She
gonna
still
live?
has to join the Ghost Bloods after all.
She's gonna definitely join the Ghost Bloods, 100%.
Right. Do you think Steris is gonna live?
No.
Yes.
Do you think Wax is gonna live?
No.
Yes.
Do you think Wayne's gonna live?
No.
Also no.
Do you think... Do we have any other really main characters? It's kind of most of them. Do we think Harmony's going to live?
No. I think Wayne.
Oh wow,
Wax
that's a question.
I think Wax is gonna take over.
I can see that. I don't want Harmony to live though.
Do we
no
think,
offense.
Do we think Telson's gonna live?
No.
No. Not at all.
Do we think Wax's children are gonna live?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we think Marassi's
They're gonna be the
boyfriend
ones driving
Alec is gonna live?
Oh yes. He's gonna
Wait,
be
Alec?
Yeah.
100%. She's making you're making cocoa for everybody when they finally
she's gonna
get
become
done
a
with this.
ghost blood, obviously, and then go back home. Or no, Alec's gonna be at the safe house, obviously, with cookies and hot chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
Like goddamn hot chocolate.
They're all finished. They're all finished with all of what they got to do. Then here's some hot chocolate, guys.
Yep. All right.
Steris' last
Crack
opportunity is gonna be her drinking that fucking soda drink she likes.
The soda.
Crack cocaine in it. Yeah.
It's not.
Do you guys have any other theories for the end of the book? So next episode's our last episode of Lost Metal.
I still think the army's gonna make it through.
Okay.
I feel like that wasn't like.
I feel like it
the
still
only
hasn't
way
been
in.
finished. Like I don't feel like.
I mean,
How
they're
many
still
chapters
there,
do we
just
have?
can't get through. So we
How
have
many chapters do we have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 9 chapters before the epilogue.
I think they're gonna it's still gonna like be a threat for at least a chapter of them possibly about to break through, kind of thing. But
I think they do break through.
Okay.
I don't think they break through though. I think it'll still be a threat, a looming threat though.
Mm.
And it'll probably come down to the whatever red mass people to watch the perpendicularity and make sure nothing gets through.
Yeah. All right, and I just want to confirm: are we still good for Oathbringer as the next book? Our only other option is Tress of the Emerald Sea.
Okay, wait. So what's the difference between the two?
So
One
Oathbringer is
from
continuation of Stormlight.
Yeah.
Right. Tress of the Emerald
And then-
Sea is the one that talks about the Aethers.
Oh, well, I kind of want to learn about what the Aethers are. How long is Tress?
How many words is Tress? I mean, Oathbringer is probably gonna be just as long as the previous one, so that one's gonna take us probably 6 months. I think Tress might only be a 2 or 3 month book. Tress of the Emerald Sea word.
Okay, so if we choose Oathbringer, we go straight to Dawnshard, and then Rhythm, or
So we would definitely do Dawnshard right after. We don't have to do Rhythm of War right after. So we would do, because Dawnshard's a short book like Edge Dancer, so we would do Oathbringer, Dawnshard, and then I would let you guys choose between Tress if we haven't done it yet, and Rhythm of War.
it don't matter to me, to be honest.
I think I technically would let you guys also choose between Yumi, because
I mean,
Yumi has
we
to be
we gotta
after.
find out if Kaladin dies in.
Yeah,
Guys,
you
book
gotta find
3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
I think Oathbringer.
okay, so
Oathbringer
Tress of the
goes.
Emerald 3 is 107,000 words. Oh, it's only 479
Rebecca, hey, my food.
pages. So Tress isn't actually super long. So Lost Metal word count. How long is it compared to Lost Metal? Oh, it's actually shorter than Lost Metal, so it'd probably only be like 5 or 6 episodes if we did Tress. So it just depends if you guys want to go straight into Oathbringer and find out if Kaladin dies in book 3, or if we want to do a brief little look into Tress of the Emerald Sea, which is a standalone.
Okay, sorry, I went and got food. What was the?
Yeah, so Tress is actually shorter than this book, so it would probably only be about 5 episodes.
Oh, well, then I mean, and we learn about the Aether, which is what
The
fucking
Aethers, yeah.
Twin Soul is, right?
Yes.
I kind of want to do that, to be honest, but
Do you
5
want to
episodes, and then we get to learn about if Kaladin dies in book 3. But that's up to Darkness. I'm leaving it to Darkness.
I don't really care.
So Tress would only be like a month and a half, depending on if we miss a week.
A month and a week, yeah.
Yeah, well, as I said, it depends if Darkness has to like work one of the Sundays or something.
I was saying, yeah, it's a month and a week unless somebody has to.
Yeah.
Whatever. But.
So yeah, so Mythic's leaning towards Tress. What do you think, Darkness? Do you want to take a?
I just want to learn about
Tress.
Sure,
Twin Soul or whatever.
Okay, I will switch it to Tress as our next book. Tress. So I gotta make sure I have to do it this episode because I have to make sure I get the trailer ready, right?
That's the Pepto-Bismol people, right?
Oh yeah, we gotta get the trailer ready. Yeah.
The Pepto-Bismol people.
Pepto-Bismol, the Twin Soul guy. Yeah.
Twin Soul, yeah, has the Rose-Eyed Aether.
I just want to learn about what the Aethers are, man.
I really like Tress of the Emerald Sea. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite books.
Yeah, and you know one of the hilarious thing is, I think Tress and Sunlit Man. Oh no, and Yumi. We're all 3 of the only ones I hadn't gotten yet, and I just got them. Yeah. But I sat there and read Tress so many times. On the book says Tress, and I looked over, and I swear to God, I thought it said trees on what you put down, and I'm like,
trees.
I was gonna ask you in the end and be like, is it trees or is it Tress? Am I looking at the wrong thing? And then there's also, I've noticed, by the way, there's almost every one of these books has like a dramatic one too, like a dramatic thing. So I kind of want to almost get one of those to see what it's.
What do you mean a dramatic thing?
It says, okay, so I have the normal.
Oh, the dramatic readings. I see.
Yeah, and then the dramatized adaptation.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get it just to like follow along. I don't know if it's the same amount, but like the same amount. I think
they're more expensive.
No matter what, it's 1 credit for me. I have 12 credits, and if I do not spend a credit, it just doesn't give me the next credit for the next month. So I'm down to 6 now, because I just spent all. But so I could still do it. Credit is I get 1 credit every month. And how often I only read these books on here.
Alright, so yeah, I've changed our reading order, so I've put Tress next. I gotta do the proper check through how many chapters.
What's the difference though? Is there a difference though?
What do you mean?
Like, is it going to be still the same reading?
I think so. I think the dramatized readings have like sound effects in the background.
Okay, I might do that one just to.
I think they have like but
I've noticed all of the books. All of the books seem to have it. So I'm kind of like, man, I kind of think I missed out. I should have done.
Yeah, I think they have like the sound effects in the background. Like you'll hear like chattering noises or like swords clashing and like things like that.
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of narrators on here, so that would be really cool.
But yeah, okay. So we'll do after next week. We'll start on Tress. As I said, I think it's gonna be about 5 episodes. I'll have to go through because I haven't done the episode count for that one yet. But yeah, so that's the end of our episode. Thank you so much to Hubris, Calvin Dies in Book 3, Kyle, and Danny the Spoon Lord for being our Patreons.
Danny the Spoon Lord!
We very much appreciate you, and we're finishing the book next time. That's our reading, is finish the book. So it would be chapter 66 through to epilogue 7.
Yeah, Zagnion, Metal. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.